Hello everyone, welcome to Sunya IAS and welcome to this lecture. This is the second lecture of human geography wherein we are going to talk about human settlement. It's a very small topic wherein we are going to understand how humans are classified, how the various settlements of humans are classified in urban areas, in rural areas and so on and so forth. A very small topic, so very few questions also. Right, so let's start. Just before starting, let me just tell you about this particular course, which is Revise Entire Prelims Syllabus through 3000 plus MCQs, wherein we have done Indian polity, Indian economy, modern history. Now we're doing geography. We'll do environment ecology, art and culture, ancient medieval, science and tech, current affairs. So all of that will be done from the prelims so that you are able to grasp the entire course, the syllabus, as well as be very used to the new kind of pattern of questions also that is being asked. That is the purpose. So if you want to know more about this particular course, you can contact on this number and visit this website. With this, let's start. The very first question, consider the following statements with reference to urban settlements. Census town is an area with a population of more than 5,000 working in non-agricultural activities. Census towns are governed by urban local bodies, and a statutory town is one with a municipality, corporation, cantonment board or notified town area committee. So how many of the given statements are correct? So broadly, we divide every human settlement into either rural or urban. How do we classify a rural settlement? A settlement which is primarily an agricultural settlement. Fine, because rural means that primarily people are engaged in agricultural activities. But there will be some people, there will be some settlements which are at the confluence of rural and urban areas. You know, just like in environment we study, when you study environment, you'll see this concept of ecotone. Ecotone is the confluence between two ecosystems. So the confluence between desert and a tropical rainforest will be grassland. That is an ecotone. The confluence between a river and a sea would be an estuary. That is an ecotone. So the point is that in human geography, that kind of an ecotone is a census town, wherein this is urban area with, let's say, big high-rise buildings and, you know, very cramped population. This is rural area with the land settlements. But this particular part, this was earlier a rural area, but now there are, you know, some companies which are opening their factories here. Then some builders are building some high-rise buildings over here. So what is happening is the rural to urban migration which used to happen. People used to migrate from rural to urban areas. They are instead migrating to the census towns. Okay, these are census towns. Similarly, the people who are living in the urban areas, because the urban area like Delhi is so cramped and it is so dense population wise, people are moving here to look for jobs. है ना, companies, because rents are lower, you know, बट इतनी ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज नहीं होंगी जितनी अर्बन एरियाज में होंगी. एंड यहाँ पर जितना लैंड पे डिपेंडेंस है, दैट मच लैंड डिपेंडेंस विल ऑल्सो नॉट बी देयर. सो आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? इट्स अ कॉन्फ्लुएंस. सो दिस इज अ सेंसस टाउन. ठीक है, दिस इज अ सेंसस टाउन. एंड सेंसस टाउन वाज अर्लियर अ रूरल टाउन. It is now having the features of an urban place. What are the features of an urban place? First feature is it should have more than 5,000 people. ठीक है, it should have more than 5,000 people is the primary thing. Second is the density of this place. The density, that is population per square kilometer, should be more than 400 people. ठीक है, इंडिया की डेंसिटी कितनी है? 382, right? Here it should be more than 400 people per square kilometer. And third and very important is the male population, the working male population. And here you will see how much patriarchy is there, unfortunately. 75% of working male population working male population, not working population, and this distinction is very important. 75% of working male population should be engaged in non-agricultural activities. ठीक है, 75% of the male population should be engaged in, male working population should be engaged in non-agricultural activities. Basically, only if 3/4 of the male working population is in non-agricultural activities, then you can classify it as a census town. ठीक है, so density more than 400 people per kilometer square होनी चाहिए, more than 5,000 people होने चाहिए, and 75% of the working male population should be in this non-agricultural activities. ये तीन conditions fulfill होनी चाहिए. It will become a census town. So it is basically a urban area only, but it is still ruled by rural local bodies. It is still ruled by rural local bodies. So what are the rural local bodies? The rural local bodies are just like Gram Panchayat. Now I'll give you a very good example over here. You must have heard the name of this area called Greater Noida. I know the name of this area because I live in Greater Noida. Okay. So Greater Noida is a census town. Okay. Now please try to understand. There are a lot of high-rise societies in Greater Noida. है ना? How were these high-rise societies built? These high-rise societies were built by acquiring land from the villagers. Fine. And who would take forward that entire process of acquiring land from the villagers? It would be the Gram Panchayat. It would be the Sarpanch of the village who would allow these kind of building the real estate developers to come to their village and build, and eventually they will transform this into an urban area. So that is the census town. It is ruled by rural local bodies, that is panchayats, right? So now let's come here. Census town is an area with population more than 5,000 working in agricultural activities. No, more than 5,000 people, 75% of the working male population should be in the non-agricultural activities. So first is incorrect. Governed by urban local bodies? No, governed by rural local bodies. And third, a statutory town. Statutory town is one with municipality, corporation, cantonment board or notified town area committee. This is absolutely correct. Any of these can be a statutory town. Okay? Either it's a municipality, corporation, cantonment board, whichever is registered with an act, with a statute, becomes a statutory town. Okay? So here, how many statements would be correct? Only one statement would be correct. Next. With reference to human settlement, match the following pairs. Hamleted settlements, clustered settlements and dispersed settlements. So आपसे पूछा है कि इसको match करना है. Now you can pause and think about the answer. I'll just tell you the answer over here. See, Hamlet is actually not an Indian term. Hamlet is a term which is used for exquisite European villages, European villages which are exclusively known for a particular feature. They are known as hamlets. So hamlets are basically these physically separated and fragmented units motivated by socio-ethnic factors. ठीक है? So some social factor would be there, some ethnic factor would be there. जैसे होता है ना कि same kind of people, same identity के जो लोग होते हैं, they tend to live together, right? So it's basically similar people living in small fragmented areas. ठीक है? For example, I'll give you an example. There is a village. Now, a village can be a hamlet also, but not all villages are hamlets, because some villages will have people living from all walks of life also, from various socio-cultural identities also. There is a village in Himachal Pradesh called Chitkul. Chitkul is a village in Himachal Pradesh. What is the distinguishing factor of Chitkul? Chitkul's distinguishing factor is that it has the cleanest air of India. क्लीनेस्ट एयर ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है। सो हैमलेट को आप इस तरीके से डिवाइड करते हैं, सो सोशियो इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशियो एथनिक फैक्टर्स से इट इज डिवाइडेड, और सम यूनिक फीचर वुड बी देयर दैट वुड distinguish a hamlet from its neighboring area. So it's a physically separated and fragmented unit motivated by socio-economic, socio-ethnic factors. Then clustered settlement. What are clustered settlement? What are clusters overall? These are concentrated settlements which are there at some distances. So clustered settlements are basically isolated hamlets with farms on the slope of small hills. ठीक है, clustered settlement means that it is in itself a self-sufficient settlement because farms are there on slope of small hills, so they will be self-sufficient for their own self. So clustered settlement are this. And dispersed settlement basically means that the living area is distinct and separated from surrounding pastures and farms. So clustered means कि जैसे farm के अंदर ही it's a big area of farmland, and within that there are a few households which are running, which are clustered. Dispersed is that farm is away and the living settlement is away, but it's still a rural area. So dispersed settlement, distinct and separated from surrounding pastures and farms. So A is the correct answer. It's a very minute difference, but then it's important, and UPSC is going towards the minuteness of things now. So you need to know the differentiation. Next. Consider the following statements regarding urban agglomeration. It is a continuous urban spread constituting a town and its adjoining outgrowths, or two or more physically contiguous towns. Criteria for an urban agglomeration is that it must have not less than 20,000 people as per the 2001 census. So, how many of the given statements, which of the given statements are correct? See, urban agglomeration. Agglomeration in itself means it's a group of settlements. जैसे जब आप conglomerate बोलते हैं, conglomerate in corporate world means that this particular group of industries is having its footprint in various industries, steel, iron, then maybe household items, many things, right? Just Adani is a conglomerate. Similarly, agglomerate means that first of all it's an urban area and it constitutes a town and its adjoining outgrowth. So you can suggest, although Delhi NCR is it's a megapolis basically, but, and we'll study what megapolis is also, but overall urban agglomeration से ही शुरू हुआ था. Delhi was this urban settlement and the areas around it became urbanized slowly, right? So it became an urban agglomeration. So first is correct, and the criteria is that minimum 20,000 people should be there, and according to 2001 census, not according to 2011 census. Please understand, 2001 census. Fine. Now, what are the examples? Delhi urban agglomerate hai. Delhi is an urban agglomerate. Delhi NCR. Then the Greater Mumbai region. The Greater Mumbai region is also an urban agglomerate. Now, an urban agglomerate can have multiple towns in it. Are you understanding? Delhi NCR also has Greater Noida in it, so it can have this aspect in it also. Census towns can be a part of urban agglomeration. It's a bigger Venn diagram. Okay? So here both 1 and 2 are correct. And census town was one kind of urban area. Urban agglomeration is a group of such urban areas. Right? So one mega is there, mega city is there, and surrounding some more urban areas are there. Next. Consider the following statements regarding urban settlements. Urban settlement and its characteristics. Which of the given are correctly matched? Conurbation, is it a group of metropolitan areas which are perceived as a continuous urban area through common systems of transport, economy, resources, and ecology? Megapolis, an area having a population smaller than the required metropolitan city. And metropolitan city, cities with a population of more than 4 million are considered metropolitan cities of India. So, how many matched. So metropolitan, earlier there was this very big misconception that there are only 4 metropolitans in this country, which is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. 4 million basically means 40 lakh people, right? 40 lakh people. So whichever city will have more than 40 lakh people will become a metropolitan city. So if I'm not wrong, I think even Hyderabad is a metropolitan city. You'll have to check though. So metropolitan city is not about north, south, east, west. No, it's about the population. So metropolitan city is correctly matched. It is a city with a population of more than 4 million. Okay, 4 million is 40 lakh people. So if a city has more than 40 lakh, isko basa lo mind mein. It's not 50 lakh. It is 40 lakh people, and that becomes a metropolitan city. Now, conurbation. Basically, conurbation is this overall area. Conurbation becomes an area. It's a large area of urban settlement. Just like, we studied the previous one, which was urban agglomeration. Similarly, a conurbation is there. Conurbation is again an urban area, and it results from the merging of previously existing towns or cities. Okay. So if let's say this is one city, this is one town, one city, etc., and you merge them all, you make them one city, that becomes a conurbation. Okay. So that's a conurbation, and all these terms are not used in India. Okay. Conurbation is not used in India as such. Okay. Not for Indian settlements. Conurbation is more of a European term. Okay. So conurbation is not a group of metropolitan areas which are perceived as continuous. Then megapolis. Megapolis means, it's a Greek word which basically means the great city. This megapolis is a group of conurbations. Okay. So it's a group of metropolitan areas which are perceived as continuous urban areas through common system of transport, economy. So these are basically megapolis. And what are the examples of megapolis? We don't have a lot of megapolis in India. For example, there is this urban landscape which is stretching from Boston to Washington DC in the US. Okay. There the train connectivity, or let's say the any kind of connectivity, they are like one economic unit. So now we are building megapolis by building these highways. Delhi Mumbai expressway ho gaya, then Ahmedabad to Mumbai expressway ho gaya. This connectivity that we are increasing, we are trying to build megapolis, but we don't have a lot of megapolis right now wherein there can be easy connectivity. And let's say for example Delhi to Lucknow hai. So Delhi to Lucknow, about 500 kilometers of distance, can easily be converted into a megapolis by ensuring easy connectivity, right? Just imagine, if you, just the way you're sitting in metro in Delhi, if you are in Delhi, you sit in metro, you will reach your destination maximum within 1.5 to 2 hours. You might have to change here and there. Just imagine a situation wherein you don't have to book tickets in advance from Delhi to Lucknow, right? You can just sit in a train, in 4 or 5 hours you'll reach Lucknow, right? So that is the kind of connectivity that we are talking about, and that creates a megapolis, and we don't have a lot of megapolises in India. Okay, we are trying to build them, and transportation is a big aspect of it. So here only one pair is correctly matched, and this is very important. The definition of metropolitan city is very important, which is 40 lakh people should be there. Next, last question for the day. With reference to urbanization in India, consider the following statements. More than half of India's population is currently living in the urban areas, and Goa is the most urbanized state in India, whereas Maharashtra tops in having the absolute urban population. Select the incorrect statements. Every time, incorrect will not be in italics. Please remember that. Please do not lose marks for this unnecessary situation. Incorrect will not be having italics every time, right? So here, हाँ बचपन से सुनते आए हैं that 60% population, earlier it was 70 but now 60% population is in rural areas, 40% is in urban areas approximately बोले तो सेंसस 2011 के अकॉर्डिंग, सेंसस 2011 के अकॉर्डिंग अर्बन एरियाज में देयर इज हार्डली 31.1%. ठीक है, अभी रिसेंटली इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड अ लॉट, बट अर्बन एरियाज में it's 31.1% population, percent of our population is there, and more than 75% of population is rural according to 2011 census. The remaining one is in transitional areas, just like we talk about census towns, etc. But overall, what we see here is that this is old data. Recent data is much more revealing that massive urbanization is happening. Now, second one is absolutely correct. Goa is the most urbanized state. Everyone wants to go to Goa to, party and everything. So there is not much farming that is going on. It's the most urbanized state. And Goa की भी जो urbanization ratio है ना, just think it's not about 100% or something. It is 62.6%, 62.6% urban population. So even in the most urbanized state, only 62.6% of the area of the population is urban. The rest of the population is rural, right? And Maharashtra definitely population-wise has the largest number of urban people. It has 13.5. We are talking 13.5% population is urban. We are talking about states. We are not talking about UTs or cities. Otherwise, Delhi is completely urban, right? We are talking about states. Okay? So here, incorrect is the first one, because according to census 2011, we have only 31.1% population in urban areas. Second one is correct. So answer would be A, 1 only. All right, with this, we are at the end of this lecture. I told you it's going to be a very small lecture, but what are the things to take home? That we need to finish this chapter from our NCERT. NCERT has very old data. So NSSO data will help you, and National Family Health Survey data will also help you to know the recent trends. And recent trends are important. Urbanization ratio, rural ratio, etc. The next topic that we will be covering will be in Indian people and our economy, right? So we'll be talking about agriculture. For example, I can tell you the 2020 examination, the prelims examination, it was being said that it was an agriculture ka exam rather than being a civil services exam, because there was so much aspect of agriculture. But what we fail to understand is that as an administrator, you will be required to deal with the agricultural problems a lot. So you need to be armed with that kind of skills. So anyway, we'll be ready with everything. We'll take our mindset in such a way that we can face anything and everything in the paper. And we also know which questions are to be left. So yes, thank you so much for joining this class. I will see you all in the next class. I hope you are gaining something out of this. I'm not saying enjoying the lectures, because my lectures do not have any, what do you call it, time pass talks to sustain your attention. I believe that if a student is serious enough to clear this examination, he or she will just be concerned with just covering the questions as soon as possible and then moving to self-study. Okay, that is my belief. And that's why my videos might not be appealing to a lot of mass audience, because concentration span is not there, but then that's okay. That is something that I'm willing to deal with. But if you are a serious candidate who wishes to, save their time, then I think my videos would be helping you. And if they are helping you, do let me know in the comments. If even this much monologue that I did, I feel that I've wasted your time. So I'll see you all in the next class. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. All the best.